Once you know this formula, no one can stop you. Most people go through life thinking that reality is solid, fixed, and purely physical. They believe in the tangibility of things, the ground beneath their feet, the walls around them, the weight of the world on their shoulders. But what if I told you that this understanding of reality is fundamentally flawed? What if you knew that the true nature of reality is far more fluid, dynamic, and, most importantly, non-physical? Once you grasp this, no one can stop you. That nature of reality. Reality, as we commonly perceive it, is only the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, everything we call real is made of things that are not real in the way we think. At the atomic level, the matter is primarily composed of empty space, but the particles that make up matter are not purely empty. At the most fundamental level, atoms, the building blocks of all physical objects, are over 99% empty. The particles that make up the remaining portion of matter are described by quantum mechanics as existing in probabilistic states rather than fixed, solid forms. This means that what we see and touch is only a small piece of a much larger puzzle. The physical world is a shadow, a derivative of a deeper, non-physical reality shaped by consciousness. Consider this. When scientists delved deep into the nature of atoms and particles, they discovered something astonishing: the observer effect. It revealed that the act of observation changes the behavior of particles. In other words, consciousness doesn't just perceive reality, it actively shapes it. The implications of this are profound. If reality is shaped by observation, then we are not passive players in a pre-existing world, we are co-creators of it. Think about it like this. The world is a canvas, and your consciousness is the brush. The strokes you make and the colors you choose all define the reality you experience. Most people are unaware of this and continue to paint unconsciously, allowing old habits, fears, and beliefs to dictate what appears on their canvas. But once you understand that your consciousness drives the process, you can pick up the brush and paint with intention, clarity, and purpose. This is the formula that changes everything. Ancient philosophies and spiritual traditions have hinted at this deeper truth for centuries. Taoism describes the Tao as a fundamental principle underlying and uniting all things, not necessarily as a force, but as a way of understanding natural order. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches Arjuna about the Maya, the illusion of the physical world. The reality they speak of isn't what you see with your eyes, it's something you feel, sense, and know beyond logic and reason. Physical reality is merely the surface layer, like the skin on a drum, while the deeper, non-physical reality is the resonance, the sound, the vibration that moves through it. To truly create the reality you desire, you must start here, with the understanding that reality is non-physical first. The physical is secondary, a manifestation of a deeper, unseen truth. What does this mean for you? It means that the world of solid objects, concrete facts, and unchanging laws is far more flexible and malleable than you've been led to believe. You have the power to reshape it, not by wrestling with its surface, but by working with the deeper currents of consciousness and energy beneath. Imagine the physical world as a vast ocean. On the surface there are waves, storms, and chaos, but beneath there is a profound stillness and depth. Most people live their entire lives on the surface, tossed and turned by the waves. They never realize that they can dive deeper into the calm, into the place where true power resides. The formula lies in understanding this depth and learning to navigate it. Quantum physics tells us that elementary particles do not exist as objects until they are observed. They exist as probabilities, potentialities, waiting to become something. In a similar vein, your reality is a field of potential. It's not fixed until you, the observer, make it so. This is why changing your consciousness changes your life, because consciousness is the core of reality. This is the hidden formula that the great mystics, sages, and even modern scientists have been pointing to. Take a moment to reflect on this. What if the challenges, limitations, and obstacles you see in your life are not as solid as they seem? What if they are just probabilities, waves of potential waiting for you to choose a new path? When you understand that you are the observer, you realize you are also the creator. You can collapse the wave of possibilities into a reality that aligns with your deepest desires and truths. This is not just wishful thinking, this is the very fabric of how reality works. When you operate from the understanding that consciousness creates reality, your approach to life changes fundamentally. You no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as an active participant, an artist painting on the canvas of existence. You stop reacting to the physical and start interacting with the underlying field of possibilities. This shift is the first and most crucial step of the formula. So where do you begin? Start by quieting the noise of the physical world. Turn inward and connect with the deeper currents of your consciousness. Reflect and ask yourself what kind of reality you wish to create. Recognize that every thought, every belief, and every intention sends ripples through the quantum field of possibilities. Begin to see yourself not as a separate, powerless entity, but as a powerful consciousness capable of influencing the world in ways beyond imagination. The ancient sages were not telling fairy tales when they spoke of mind over matter. They understood that the physical world is malleable, that consciousness is the prime mover, the hidden force shaping everything we experience. This is why knowing this formula is so powerful. It liberates you from the illusion that reality is fixed and immovable. It places you firmly in the driver's seat where you belong. The formula is simple. Understand that the real world is not what you see with your eyes, but what you feel with your soul. Embrace the truth that consciousness is the foundation of all creation. When you truly know this, when you internalize it deeply, no one can stop you, because you will have unlocked the most powerful force in existence, the power to create reality from the inside out. But you may ask, what is the next step once you grasp that reality is not fixed? Reclaiming the power of conscious creation. Once you grasp that consciousness is the architect of reality and the physical world is merely its canvas, the next step is reclaiming your innate power as a conscious creator. Many of us have unknowingly surrendered this power, caught up in the illusion that life happens to us rather than through us. The real challenge is not just understanding the principles of consciousness and energy, but embodying them so deeply that they become the foundation upon which you build your entire reality. From the moment you were born, you were taught to conform to a shared reality. Society, education, and culture have conditioned you to accept a fixed narrative: what is possible, what is impossible, what is real, and what is fantasy. These narratives, while seemingly innocent, are powerful constraints. They are like invisible walls that shape your potential. The key is recognizing that these narratives are not truths, they are collective agreements, and you, as an individual consciousness, have the power to agree or disagree, to accept or to rewrite them entirely. Imagine a child who is told repeatedly that they are not good at math. Over time, this belief solidifies into their reality, not because it is inherently true, but because consciousness has accepted it as truth and collapsed that potential into a fixed state. The child begins to struggle with math, not because they lack ability, but because their consciousness has been directed to observe reality through a lens of limitation. Now consider the same child, but instead they are told that their mind is limitless and capable of understanding anything. This belief opens up a field of potential where the child excels. It is the same consciousness, but a different observation, and thus a different reality. This example illustrates a profound truth. Whatever you accept as reality becomes your reality. If you accept that life is hard, filled with scarcity and suffering, then you will continually observe and manifest a reality that reflects those beliefs. But if you begin to shift your awareness and accept that reality is abundant, flowing, and responsive to your intentions, you start to experience a different world entirely. The shift doesn't happen outside of you. It happens within you first, and then the outside world follows. To reclaim the power of conscious creation, you must first take full responsibility for your role as an observer. Every thought, every belief, every expectation is a command you are sending into the quantum field of potential. The universe is always listening, always responding, always collapsing into form according to the frequency of your consciousness. If you perceive yourself as powerless, then the universe reflects that back to you. But when you reclaim your power, the universe responds in kind. Consider the spiritual teachings of ancient wisdom traditions. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, "You are what you believe in. You become that which you believe you can become." This is not mere metaphor, it is a literal truth. You become your consciousness. The reality around you is molded by the depth of your belief in what is possible. This is why the sages, saints and mystics who have transcended the physical world speak of enlightenment not as a destination, but as a realization. It is the realization that you are the creator, the observer, and the observed, all at once. So how do you begin to shift your reality? How do you step into the role of conscious creator? In the Taoist philosophy, there is a concept known as Wu Wei, which means effortless action or action without force. This doesn't mean inaction or passivity, it means aligning so deeply with the flow of the universe that your actions arise naturally, without struggle or resistance. When you live from a place of conscious creation, you move with the flow of life. You are not pushing against reality. You are guiding it with the effortless power of your intention and awareness. This is where things happens, not from force, but from alignment. Breaking free from the matrix of perceived limitations. Understanding that reality is a conscious creation is only the beginning. The true challenge lies in breaking free from the deeply ingrained patterns and beliefs that have been fed to us since birth. These patterns form what many call the matrix, an illusionary construct of reality where we feel limited, constrained, and separated from our true power. The matrix isn't a physical prison, it's a prison of the mind, a web of narratives that keep us disconnected from our higher consciousness and true potential. Every belief, every thought, every assumption about who you are and what the world is creates a layer of this matrix. It is like a veil that obscures the truth that lies beneath. The physical reality we experience is just the surface. The real game is happening in the unseen realms of consciousness and energy. To awaken from this illusion is to realize that most of what you consider reality is a story that can be rewritten. To break free, you must first recognize the invisible chains that bind you. These chains are made up of fear, doubt, judgment, and limitation. They are woven from statements like, "I can't," "I'm not enough," and "this is just how things are." Every time you repeat these phrases, consciously or unconsciously, you reinforce the walls of your mental prison. You accept a version of reality where you are limited, powerless, and separate from the source of creation. To break free is to dismantle these chains one by one, to see them for what they are, illusions. The observer effect tells us that the very act of observing changes what is observed. If you perceive the world as rigid and unchangeable, it will be so for you. If you begin to perceive the world as fluid, open, and responsive to your consciousness, it will start to behave differently. In some philosophical or metaphorical perspectives, it is suggested that one's perception can influence their experience of reality. The power is in knowing that you are not just a passive observer, but an active participant shaping the matrix with every thought and emotion. Ancient mystics and modern quantum physicists agree on one thing: everything is energy. This energy is shaped by consciousness. This is why the ancient Hermetic principle states, "The all is mind, the universe is mental." This principle reminds us that the universe itself is a construct of consciousness, and that consciousness is the primary fabric of reality. To navigate the matrix and break free from it, you must shift from thinking that the world is happening to you to understanding that it is happening through you. The process of awakening is not a single event, but a series of realizations and expansions. It begins with awareness, moves through understanding, and culminates in embodiment. Awareness is recognizing the patterns and programs that govern your life. Understanding is knowing how those patterns have shaped your experiences and beliefs. Embodiment is living from a place beyond those patterns, creating your reality consciously, intentionally, and with purpose. One powerful tool for breaking free is to practice what some call conscious deprogramming. Start by questioning everything. Question your assumptions about who you are, your purpose, and the nature of reality itself. Question the beliefs that say you are small, limited, or powerless. Understand that these beliefs were never yours to begin with. They were adopted from a collective consciousness steeped in fear and separation. Contemplative presence is another key to deprogramming. With this, you step outside of the mind's constant chatter and connect with the pure awareness that lies beneath. This awareness is not bound by time, space, or limitation. It is the realm of infinite possibilities. When you meditate, you are not just calming your mind, you are reconnecting with your source, your true self beyond the matrix. Mental imagery is another powerful tool, but it goes deeper than just seeing with your mind's eye. True visualization involves feeling, sensing, and embodying the reality you want to create. It is a practice of aligning your energy with the frequency of the reality you desire. Remember, energy flows where attention goes. If your attention is always on fear, scarcity, and limitation, that is the reality you will create. But if your attention is on abundance, love, and expansion, the universe has no choice but to mirror that back to you. Consider the teachings of Buddhism, which speak of Maya, the illusion of the physical world. In this tradition, Maya is the veil that hides the ultimate reality from us. To see beyond the veil is to attain enlightenment. To understand that the world we perceive is not the ultimate truth, but a reflection of our inner state. The world is like a dream, and just like in a dream, you have the power to become lucid and shape it as you wish. To break free from the matrix, you must cultivate this lucidity in your waking life. Begin to see every challenge not as a problem, but as an opportunity to awaken further. Every moment is a chance to remember who you are beyond the illusion, to reclaim your power as a conscious creator. This doesn't mean ignoring the physical world or the practicalities of life. It means seeing them for what they are, expressions of consciousness in form. Another key to breaking free is to let go of fear. Some perspectives suggest that fear can significantly impact one's experience and perception of reality. It keeps you small, reactive, and disconnected from your source. But fear itself is an illusion. It is a response to a perceived threat, a distortion of reality. When you understand that you are the creator of your reality, fear loses its grip on you. You begin to see that there is nothing to fear because everything is a reflection of your consciousness. And consciousness is limitless. This realization is not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It is about facing challenges with a different awareness. Instead of seeing them as threats, see them as mirrors showing you where your consciousness needs to expand. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. Every setback is a setup for a breakthrough. When you begin to live from this perspective, you start to navigate the matrix with mastery. Think of reality as a dance. The matrix is the music, and you are the dancer. Most people let the music dictate their dance. They move in response to the beat, believing they have no choice. But when you awaken, you realize you can dance to your own rhythm. You can choose the steps, the tempo, the flow. You become the choreographer of your life, not just the dancer. Breaking free from the matrix is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process of awakening, expanding, and embodying your true nature as a creator. It is about remembering again and again that you are not here to be a passive observer, but an active participant in the dance of reality. It is about knowing that the power is, always has been, and always will be within you. The journey continues, and as you move forward, you realize that the formula is not a secret. It is a birthright waiting to be reclaimed. Living beyond the illusion. With every step taken toward understanding the true nature of reality, we come closer to mastering the art of creation. When you realize that you have the power to alchemize your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, you begin to see that creating your desired reality is not about force, but about alignment. Alignment means tuning your consciousness to the frequency of what you want to experience. Just as a radio must be tuned to the right station to hear a particular broadcast, you must align your inner state with the reality you want to manifest. This involves more than just thinking positively. It requires embodying the feeling of your desired reality, living as if it is already here. When you vibrate at the frequency of what you want, the universe responds. This is the law of attraction in its truest, most profound sense. When you are aligned with your higher self and the natural rhythms of the universe, creation becomes effortless. You do not need to force or fight, you simply allow. This is not passive, it is a state of dynamic, conscious allowing. You become like a surfer riding a wave, using the power of the wave to move forward with grace and ease. But how do you reach this state of effortless creation? It begins with inner clarity. You must be clear about what you want to create, not just on a surface level, but from the depths of your soul. What do you truly desire? What does your soul yearn to express in this lifetime? These are not questions for the mind to answer, but for the heart to feel. The mind may be full of noise, but the heart knows the truth. Once you have this clarity, the next step is to embody it. To embody means to live in the energy of your desire every single day. This is where many falter. They visualize their desires, they think about them, but they do not live them. To live in the energy of your desire means to think, speak, and act as if it is already your reality. This is not pretending, it is aligning your consciousness with the reality you wish to create. This is where faith comes in, not blind faith, but faith born of understanding the laws of creation. Just as a gardener plants a seed and has faith that it will grow, you must plant the seeds of your desires in the fertile soil of your consciousness and trust that they will manifest. The gardener does not dig up the seed every day to check if it is growing. He waters it, nurtures it, and allows it to unfold in its own time. Similarly, you must nurture your desires with positive emotion, focus, and inspired action, trusting that they will manifest in the perfect way and time. The final key to mastering the art of creation is to cultivate a state of being that transcends duality. The perception of separation between the physical and the spiritual, between the self and the universe. In truth, there is no separation. You are the universe, experiencing itself through a unique point of consciousness. When you truly embody this understanding, you move beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond limitation. You become the embodiment of the formula itself, consciousness shaping reality. In this state, life becomes a dance of joy, a celebration of creation. You begin to see the world not as a place of struggle and suffering, but as a playground of possibilities. You understand that you are here not just to survive, but to thrive, to create, to explore, and to express the infinite potential of who you are. So as you step into this new understanding, remember, the formula has always been within you. The power to create, to manifest, to transform your reality is your birthright. It is the essence of who you are. And as you continue on this journey, may you always remember that you are both the dreamer and the dream, the creator and the creation, the dancer and the dance. The world is waiting for your masterpiece, so go forth and create it fearlessly, boldly, and with the full knowing that you are unstoppable. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.